about leaders using AI to strengthen their self-awareness and their own skill sets, their competencies, because you can use AI to do most everything that we're doing today. If it's a repeatable process or if it's a thought process, you can use AI to help you.
Welcome back to the Empowering Women podcast, where we celebrate bold voices, purpose driven leadership, and the women shaping the future of work. I'm your host, Shannon Baumgartner. And on behalf of Empowering Women in Industry and our fearless founder, Charlie Matthews, thank you so very much for listening to our podcast and for connecting, educating, and empowering women. We all rise together. Now, this episode, it is extra special because it's October, and that means it's National Women in Artificial Intelligence or AI Month. And while most headlines scream about robots and job losses, what they should be talking about is someone like today's guest, Lei Comerford. Lei is a certified AI consultant, executive coach, and the kind of leader who believes that AI should never replace people. It should elevate them. In this episode, we talk about transforming fear into fluency, using AI to reduce burnout. Yes, please. And why women don't need to code to belong in this new era. She calls it your cognitive super assistant. And trust me, you'll want one after this conversation. So grab that extra strong coffee and a pumpkin spice flavored something. And it's great fuel to get powered up for this topic. Let's dive into this inspiring conversation with Lei. I'll see you on the other side. So, when we release this podcast, it will be October. So, welcome to the October version of the Empowering Women podcast. And believe it or not, it is National Women in AI Month. So, naturally, we're bringing in a woman who isn't just part of the AI conversation, she's rewriting the whole script. So, I want you to meet Lei Comerford. She's an executive coach, a certified AI consultant, and the human spark behind AI transformation. She's got 25 plus years of leadership chops, a heart for empowering others, which I can attest to, and a brain that knows how to make tech actually work for people. So if you've ever side-eyed AI and thought, is that thing coming for my job? You don't need to worry. Lei is here to decode the fear, boost your confidence, and remind you that the future needs more women like you. So let's dive in. Welcome, Lei, to the podcast.
Hey, Shannon, I am so happy to be here with you today. Thanks for inviting me.
Yep. And just as a side note, Lei and I met in a professional speakers class. So we know each other well, and we're looking forward to having some girl time today, too. But
Absolutely.
speaking of knowing her well, you all do not know her. So let's start by getting to know the woman behind the algorithm. So, Lei, let's start with your personal journey. What led you into the world of AI transformation? And what's the story behind your passion for empowering women in this space? Sorry about that. Keep going.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think when you talk about the background, the journey, it's that I didn't just learn AI. I kind of grew with it. Stepped into the world of AI in November of 2022, right when ChatGPT was released to the public.
Mm.
And I was thinking then, oh my goodness, this is the new big thing, right? We all air quotes. And at that time, I joined a group of learners who were also curious about what was going on. So we started to experiment together. And since then, we formed an AI consultancy. There's about 120 of us in this group. And, what we found was with each new release, we advanced our skills and looked for ways that we could create impact. Learning is wonderful, but it's when you move it forward to impact that you really begin to make a difference. And then your second part of that question was about empowering women. And I definitely have a passion for empowering women because, what I see every day when I'm coaching, when I'm training, when I'm speaking from the stage is that women seem to be showing up with a sense of overwhelm. And
Mm.
it's true. It's every day. You and I just were talking before we clicked to go on this
Yeah,
about my fall schedule. It's a lot.
it is a lot. She's going to be very busy. You're going to see Lee in a lot of different places.
And when we can find ways to add efficiency that allows us to do our job even better, why would we not invite it? So
Mm.
ultimately, I think AI can help women achieve their goals without burning out. And that's ultimately my goal.
Oh gosh, we're gonna write that one down. AI can help you achieve your goals without burning out. I think everybody needs that one. Yeah, so I love when you talk about this, Lee. You refer to AI transformation, not just implementation. So
Yeah.
can you unpack that a bit for our listeners? Like, what's the difference and why does it matter for organizations and leaders today?
Yeah. I love this question. I spout from the stage transformation all the time. But I've got a lot of background in operations, years of
Mm,
being in operations, and I did implementations on a regular basis. And when you think about implementing, you're implementing a tool, you're implementing a system, but transformation is about changing mindset. So
mm,
it's that opportunity of instead of just checking a box, done, implemented, it's actually reimagining what's possible. So when we
mm,
begin to build that fluency, you can start to use AI as a trusted tool. Ultimately, it transforms yourself, how you do your role, how it impacts your team, as well as your organization for the better. So again, it's implementation is a tool or used kind of as a tool, but transformation changes curiosity, changes what's possible.
mm. I love that because I think we can just see it as that. I'll pick on Chat GPT. I know AI is much bigger, or generative AI is much bigger than that, but that's what everybody knows.
Yeah,
Yet we think about, oh, it's just this thing I use. But I have to admit, even with this podcast, it's caused me to think about, okay, how can I prep more efficiently? How can, quite frankly, I ask smarter questions or, look for maybe a different type of guest for the podcast? It's opened up a whole new world and taught me to look at this podcast differently and how I execute it and, quite frankly, save myself time so I don't get burned out on it. It's so true. It is really a mindset shift.
it is. It
How
is.
have you used it in your own, I'll call it, day to shift your own mindset? Any example you'd be willing to share?
I use it every single day throughout my day. Think about in the past, we all used to say, oh, go Google that. I don't Google anymore. I go straight to Chat GPT.
Oh,
You can
interesting.
use it for things as simple, I say as simple, as, recipes. I have these
Mm.
four ingredients in the house. What can I cook tonight?
Oh, that's pretty
Um,
cool. I never
yeah,
thought about that. Yeah.
absolutely. So use it for your personal life. I was on with a group that I'm actually taking through a black belt training. This is a long 3 month program, and one of their examples that they turned back in as homework was, yes, ChatGPT, I'm planning a trip to Vegas and I'm
Yep.
going to be there for this, this, and that. What are some things that I could do? These are my interests. And it came back with great ideas. So it actually helped them plan their
Yep.
trip to Vegas. And again, some of us love going to Vegas. Some of us are like, yeah, okay, I've got a reason to be in Vegas, but I don't gamble. So it's really
Right.
not a big thing for me. But think about the next trip you want to take. How can AI help you do the research in a matter of seconds? So something to think about.
Yep. It really does. And it consumes content really quickly too. Like if you upload a tr- audio transcript or something like that, it can consume it pretty quickly. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I even use it in my coaching sessions. I have clients who have said yes, at times when I am just brain dead, I have too much going on. I might need some help with new perspectives. And we
Mm,
invite ChatGPT into the conversation. And from there, it's all of these new ideas, and most of them they've not considered. So it's like,
interesting.
oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Okay, yes, now I know I'm going to try these two things or these three things over the next couple of weeks before we get back together. So it's opening what's possible to those clients. It's really pretty cool.
That's really cool. Thank you for sharing that. I love to see how people use it in their day job. And that's what I think the other thing that you talk about, you say that leaders need to become AI literate.
Yes.
And so not just hire people who are AI
Mhm.
literate. So what do you think AI literacy looks like for someone in a leadership role? And how do we begin to build it? I'm a leader. I would love to hear the answer to this question.
Yeah, yeah. So when I talk about AI literacy, it means becoming fluent, not just familiar, not just knowing it's out there, but knowing how to use it. So I call this becoming an AI powered professional.
Mm,
Leaders who use AI, they model curiosity and courage for their teams. It shows, as a leader, it shows that it's safe to experiment, safe to try new
mm,
things, and it frees up your time, removing those repetitive tasks. It gives you the time for those strategic initiatives that in some cases sit on the back burner because you don't have time to get to them.
mm.
Also think of leaders using AI to strengthen their self-awareness and their own skill sets, their competencies, because you can use AI to do most everything that we're doing today. If it's a repeatable process or if it's a thought process, you can use AI to help you.
That's interesting. Like thinking about it's interesting, like maybe you put in a problem that you're having with an
Mhm.
employee, I'll call it. Maybe it's a conversation you need to have and getting thoughts on how to have that conversation or bullet points maybe you can follow, preparing yourself for that conversation. Not that you can't bring your own authenticity and humanity to it, you need to, but it
Yeah.
kind of gets your juices flowing and how to have that conversation if you're unsure. That's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I actually share in a lot of my foundational, quick 60-minute sessions, a prompt. This may be one that your listeners are going to want to adopt, even for you, Shannon. So it's I'm trying to goal. You'll input goal.
Right.
I'm trying to goal, but I'm struggling with this obstacle. List all the ways that you can help me. So you're replacing goal and obstacle with what's happening with you. And the
Hmm.
list that comes back is going to be phenomenal every single time. It gives you lots of different ways that it can help. So take
Yeah,
that.
I found that we may get into this later, but I found prompts are your friend, and you better get better at it because the better you are at prompts, the better you are at what comes out of it. You're not like, yeah, that didn't really get it for me. The better you are with the prompt, the better
Mhm.
you are with the output. Yep.
Absolutely. And, with that, or to that point to add on, it's yes, being a good prompt engineer is good, but also treating these models as a conversation, as truly
True.
in conversation. So if you get something back you don't like, tell it.
Yeah, I do. I
Quite
do that.
Yeah, not quite what I
Yeah.
was asking for. I think you misunderstood. Let's try that again. And oh, thanks for that clarification is usually what Chatty comes back to tell me. So it's truly being in conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a mindset shift too, because we're used to just seeing it as a system, and it is a system, it's not a human. But
Mhm.
I've found I get the better answers when I say, okay, this is like when I'm doing podcast prep, for example, I'll say, okay, we're getting ready to prep for the recording. Here's what I do, and here are the things that I need as part of what I do. And it is literally like you and I having a conversation. You're just giving it, it's almost like it's your personal assistant, and you're saying, here's the things I need you to help me with.
Yep. Yes, your personal cognitive super assistant.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. Available 24/7, 365.
5. Yep. I love it. Well, I think during this conversation, I would be remissly if we didn't address the elephant in the server room, I'll call it, which is the fear. And then I know a lot of professionals, specifically those that are more in the information economy, I'll call it, they worry, hey, will AI replace my job? I mean,
Yeah.
how do you respond to that fear, especially for women who may already feel underrepresented in a tech space?
Yeah. I think let's just be real for a minute. Fear is real. And layoffs are happening. Uh, I think the best advice I can give is that, to hang on to your job security, it's to become an AI powered professional. Learn how to use the tools. If you know how to use AI to deliver stronger, faster, and more creative work, you naturally increase your value. So AI won't replace adaptable leaders, but those who ignore
Hmm.
it may be replaced by the others who don't ignore it.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to go all the way back to where you started. This is a mindset shift.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the leader has to understand this change is just like any other. Like
Mhm.
I'm unfortunately old enough to remember when the internet was a thing,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
There were so that was a huge mindset shift in how we live. Right? The smartphone, same thing. It's a whole mindset shift. And I see generative AI is probably bigger, but a similar thought process. You got to really shift, not just the tool, but how you think about it.
Yeah, it really is shifting the future of our work. I know, we'll probably continue to talk about this through our conversation today, but it's the way we used to do things. There's a whole new way that you can do them now in a way that supports you, the human. And
Yep.
it's really fantastic in my opinion. There's things to be cautious about, and as long as you're approaching it with ethical standards and those approaches, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, actually, you're going to be better than fine because you're going to do stuff faster and not burn out, and then be happier because you don't have to do those repetitive tasks you didn't want to do anyway. So, you have a long background in HR from my recollection. So, my guess is you're a big believer in human plus machine collaboration.
Yeah.
What are some ways AI could actually amplify uniquely human leadership traits like empathy or intuition and emotional intelligence? Like how can it essentially make us better humans?
Yeah, it can make us better humans in so many ways. And yes, that is certainly my approach. I never approach any conversation, training, workshop to say AI is the end all be all. It is AI plus human or human plus AI powered solutions. So think of this as AI taking on the repetitive work so leaders can lean into empathy, intuition, and emotional intelligence. It can help us, just some basics. It can help us draft messages with more care or prep thoughtful questions for coaching
Mm,
conversations, which I do on a regular basis. It sharpens our humanity instead of replacing it. So think of AI as augmenting the human. It doesn't replace our human intelligence. So ultimately, AI frees us from the busy work so we can lean harder into the heart work.
yeah, oh, heart work. I like that. Boy, I have to give you credit, but I might steal that one. That's so true. Lean harder,
Absolutely.
maybe in some of the hard, tedious work you don't want to do, and into the heart work. Because I had an opportunity to go to Work Human, not this year, but last year. And that was really one of the themes I took away was yes, HR professionals in that particular audience, they need to understand AI, they need to understand its implications, the shifts it's impacting in wherever they are, but it doesn't mean we become less human. In fact, I think it almost flips it. I think we need to become more aware of our humanity and how we use it in the work world.
Yeah, for sure. We have so many ways to use it for good. And that's how I approach, that's how I teach and train and support leaders that I work with every single day. So it is that showing more of your authentic self, yet using a helper, just like you would an assistant. This is
Yeah.
your new cognitive assistant.
Yep.
Yeah, helping it to
Yeah,
move
it's the
forward.
executive assistant we always all wanted.
Yes, exactly. And we
There you
finally
go.
we finally have
We
it.
finally have it. Exactly. Without having to be a CEO or something of the sort. Well, it is Women in AI Month. We started with that. I did not know that existed, but I feel like this community needs to know that. And my guess is we have a gender gap in AI because I know we have a huge gender gap in tech. In your view, what's keeping more women from entering or advancing in this space? And what can we do to change the narrative?
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I'm with you. Naturally speaking and generally speaking, women probably are underrepresented in AI. Yet, all the groups that I'm a part of, they're like 85, 90% women in
Really?
AI groups. And
That's
the
crazy.
guys are feeling like, what's going on? The women are taking over. It's really pretty fun. But think about, some of the same things that probably held women back in tech. It's access, it's visibility and the belief that you have to be highly technical. You
Mm,
don't have to be highly technical. You don't need to be a
mm,
techie to use or to do AI. Um, think about how do we show up differently? How do we allow for that visibility? Have approachable training and safe learning spaces. Psychological safety is
mm,
key in learning anything new. And it's really important to set the container for that from the beginning. So, when women can engage now, they can shape the future of how AI can be used. And, I think, one of the things I was thinking about a couple of days ago was um, there's a statistic, and I can't remember exactly how it's phrased, but ultimately, women do, generally speaking, show up with higher EQ, emotional
Mm.
intelligence.
Yep.
And when this is brought into the equation of AI, it's a winning combination.
Never
Technology
thought
can,
about it that way.
yeah, can be used for good, not evil, just to bring in a little Star Wars, which I love. Think about good. Think about the Jedi and utilizing our mind, our curiosity to do things in a much better, more efficient way versus the evil, the dark side, where it's only using it for maybe self-sustaining purposes or to take over the world. We're not looking to take over the world. We're not looking for, at least I'm not, for robots to take over. It's still very much human driven when you use it for good. So women don't need to code to belong in this AI era. We simply need visibility, access, and spaces to
Mhm.
learn with confidence.
It's interesting. The one thing when you said that about the women in your group that made me really think about it, I think because women have often been caregivers and maybe had a job and or a career at the same time, they carry a lot of mental load. And some of that mental load is, I've got to write this thing or I've got to go here. I need to cook dinner to use your
Yeah.
recipe example from earlier. And maybe that's I don't know if it's a reason, but I could see it being a reason because women are like, hey, if there's a way to reduce my mental load and get through my task list, I'm all about it. Show me how to do it, and I'm on board.
Yeah, sign me up. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's interesting too. I think that it is a lower barrier to entry. So if you work on a computer today at any level, personal or professional, you can do this. It's not like this huge. I've got to learn some specific coding language to be able to do this.
right. No code. No code. Now,
Yeah.
do I find that friends in my consultancy who have a coding background, certain things come a little easier? At
Oh,
times,
sure.
the answer is yes. But I don't have that background, and I'm building GPTs right, left, and center.
Yep.
In helping teams, helping individuals learn, helping leaders become better leaders when they incorporate the learnings of AI.
Mm,
Yeah.
good point. So I know that you have courses and content that can help all of us, including yours truly, get started. I think I call it the Lee Comerford Pack for AI Confidence. That's what I've named it. That's not her name, by the way. So, what are 2 to 3 things you think every woman leader should do today to prepare herself and her team for this AI powered future?
Yeah, I love the question. Okay, 2 to 3 things. The first, get comfortable with the base model generative AI tools, ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, Perplexity. Get comfortable. Find one that you really like and then play off of each other. I'm a ChatGPT girl. I'm in it every single day. If I haven't signed in, something's wrong. I'm either facilitating all day or I'm heads down on something else. So it's rare that I'm not signing in. Yet, I also want to see what's happening with other tools. So I'll take something from ChatGPT, go put it into Claude, and say, "Hey, Claude, what are your thoughts on this?"
I'm not familiar with Claude. What do
It's
you mind
another
sharing what that
another
is?
yep, it's another generative AI tool. It tends to have more of a reputation for writing, so
Okay.
better writing than ChatGPT. Although I think Chat does a great job with writing, but bringing in another perspective, another system, and you can tell them, "Hey, I got this from Claude. What do you think?" And they work complementary together.
Hmm.
Perplexity, if I'm looking to fact check, which I do on a very regular basis, I'm going to Perplexity to check that.
Oh, interesting. I hadn't heard of that one either. I'm
Yeah.
still I'm still very new.
Yeah, Perplexity is great. Many of us have heard of Copilot, and if you're in a
Yep.
Microsoft shop, you likely are told you can use Copilot, and that's it. I've been using ChatGPT since it was released November of 22. It's had more stable and different functionality than the other base model tools. So I've kind of stayed in that bubble. But occasionally I'll go out to Copilot just to see what's happening. So get
Mm,
comfortable with the base model tools. That's number one. Number two, once you're comfortable with the base model tools, think about what you're doing every single day. Pick a tool that helps you expand.
mm,
So, helps expand doing what you do every single day. So it's not adding on, it's working in. So think presentations. If you create a ton of
I was
presentations,
going to be my question. Have you done it with presentations? Oh, I got to hear
yes,
this. Share
yes, I love
it.
it. Gamma is my favorite tool for creating presentations. If you create graphics, visuals, Canva and Ideogram are two of my
Yep.
favorites these days. If you're into videos and editing videos, Descript is the bomb. It's really cool. So thinking about what you're doing in your job today and what tool is going to help move me forward.
Mm.
1%, 10%, 500%. The more you start to play and experiment, the more you will get out of those tools. So that's number two. Number three, learning community. Being
Hmm.
surrounded by other people makes the training less overwhelming. And you're not alone. You've got a partner, you've got other people who can share how they're using the tools, what they're getting out of them. And that might save you some time on the other side of, I didn't think about using it that way. I'm going to go try that instead of starting from a blank screen and saying, what do I ask it? So learning and community. Those would be my three things. Get comfortable with
Yeah.
tools, expand on tools that you need in your role, and learning community.
I love the last one because I think that's so true. Because I know for me, for whatever reason, I do better with a buddy. Like if my
Yeah.
buddy and I are trying something together or trying to figure out, I feel more comfortable for some reason. That's so it's interesting that you say that. Before we get to my final question, are there
Mhm.
programs that you want to share with our audience that they can go up with you and sign up with, or programs you have coming?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love to lead black belt trainings. I think I mentioned that a little while ago. I'm working with an organization right now, and it's 9 belts, starting with creating your AI usage policy for your team, for your organization,
Mm,
and then understanding the foundational essential ways of using AI and building off of that. So starting with maybe I'm in it a little bit or I know nothing about it, all the way to building that AI fluency.
mm.
In September, I'm kicking off. So we will have just started that, kicking off an AI for coaches program, which that will get repeated on a regular basis. So if you
Okay.
are an executive or leadership coach, life coach, wellness coach, any type of coach, and you're looking to incorporate AI in what you do to run your business, this program is for you. Reach out. And if you're just getting started or saying, Lee, I'm none of those things, I'm an individual, pop me a note. Let's have a conversation. Let's find out how we can move you forward. There's so much out there. I think you can find that, you can be flooded in information about what's available to
Yeah. Yeah, I just love your human approach. Like I mean, you come from, I would call it more of a non-technical career path. And so you take a more human, non-techie approach to your training. So that's what I would encourage my audience. If that's you and you're not an IT person, I'm an engineer by degree, but I am not an IT person. So I prefer the non-IT techie approach to versus diving into some of the details I don't understand.
Yeah,
So we'll talk
absolutely.
about where you can find Lee, but I got one more question before they do that.
Okay.
I have to end in my favorite place, which is a piece of advice. So
Mm,
what's one piece of advice or a call to action you'd love to leave with our listeners? I'm thinking especially the women who may be curious about AI but not sure where to begin. Your piece
yeah.
of advice.
I love it. I love it. So I or leave most of my workshops expressing to leaders, you have three options. One, you can do nothing. You can just think that this is the new fad. It's just going to go away. It's not going to impact you. Keep your head in the sand, and you might find in the very near future that you become irrelevant because you're not keeping up with this AI powered economy. Option two, do it yourself. But I just mentioned a minute ago, there's so many options out there. Where do you start? Who's really going to connect with you? Who's going to help you move from where you are to either better AI fluency or AI mastery? Because it's overwhelming. I probably get 15 to 20 invitations in my inbox every day. That's not counting LinkedIn. That's not counting when I go out to surf.
Mm,
That's not counting when I ask AI, what's out there today? There's so much, and I want to stay in the mix of it as well. So it's overwhelming. So
mm,
starting with someone that you know you can trust and then diving in. Not feet first, head first, diving in, ready to go. The third is kind of what I was just saying. Find a guide, a certified AI consultant who knows how to help people wherever they are in the process, help you grow strategically along the way, step by step by step. Now, that step, I'm going kind of small here. Some people go step by step by step. And I've had those in my programs as well. And they're still coming back and saying, wow, I had no idea it could do this. So
Mhm.
ultimately, just realizing you could do it, do nothing, see what happens, do it yourself, or find a guide to help you. So, three choices.
Yep, I think you should choose choice number 3. And speaking of that, Lee, where can folks find you if they want to connect with you, learn more, and maybe let you be their guide through the
Oh,
process?
I would love that. And I know you'll be sharing these links as well.
Yep.
Please come visit my website. It's leicomerford.com. That's Lei. Comerford, Comerford.com. You can also find me on LinkedIn at Lee Comerford. And, I'd love for you to join my monthly newsletter. So if you go out to my website on that homepage, it click right there on the screen. It says join my newsletter. In that newsletter, I share monthly insights, leadership insights, book summaries, and practical action steps to help you advance your leadership in this AI powered world. So, a few different ways you can find me.
Well, you are definitely human and AI powered, Lee. Thank you so much. I know your schedule is crazy busy. And we're actually recording this in August, if that tells you anything, how busy Lee is going to be. So thank you, Lee, for giving us a little bit of your time today. I really, really appreciate it.
My absolute pleasure to be here. Thanks so much again for the invitation.
Absolutely. Well, that's a wrap, guys. I will see you soon. Everybody have a good day. What an energizing way to celebrate National Women in AI Month. Lee reminded us that artificial intelligence, it isn't about replacing the human experience. It's actually about enhancing it. If you remember one thing from today's conversation, let it be this. Think of artificial intelligence as augmenting the human. It does not replace our human intelligence. So here's your call to action. This month, take one small step toward becoming an AI powered professional. Whether that means signing up for Lee's newsletter, experimenting with a new tool, or simply asking yourself, how could this support me? You can lean into the future with curiosity and courage. Because, as Lee said, you do not need to code, you just need confidence. And if you're looking for a place to build that confidence, you are in the right community. Empowering Women in Industry offers mentoring circles, monthly meetups, and a membership network designed to help you thrive, not just survive, in an ever changing world of work. There is no better investment than this investment in yourself. You'll find all the goodies and the links in the show notes. And finally, on your favorite podcast platform, please like us and provide a positive review. This will allow more listeners to find their way toward our purposeful and powerful community. And before we close, I'd like to leave you with one more quote. This one from Grace Hopper, who is an American pioneer of computer programming, a mathematician, and also a United States Navy Rear Admiral. She says, and I quote, the most dangerous phrase in the language is we've always done it this way. Let's not do it the way it's always been done. Let's do it better together with heart and maybe with a little AI on our side. Until next time, stay bold, stay human, and keep igniting